I am Chris Lewis, your CAW heavyweight champion, undefeated for over a year, and not because of COVID, but because everybody's scared of me. Now you're watching Wrestle Geeks Recap. Like, subscribe, or I'm going to come down there and slap the stupid off your face.
Welcome, everybody. This is Wrestle Geeks Recaps. This is a special AEW episode since we have tonight Revolution pay-per-view. So we are going to be recapping everything from the Women's Eliminator Tournament Show 3, Show 4, AEW Dynamite, and we're going to do some dark shout-outs as well like we normally do. So, guys, this week we are being joined by, joining me from the Maritimes as well, we have the cream in your coffee, Jordan Talbot.
Awesome.
All the way from the UK, we have the modern day Viking, Jay Scriven.
How you doing?
And I am, of course, your host, the geek, Trevor Firth. So thank you both for joining me on AEW this week.
Always fun.
Yeah.
Normally we do Impact together, the three of us, but we're going to try some different stuff out, trying out rotating around some teams. And that's the whole point of having a big team, is that if something happens, we can swap out like this. So that's really cool. It's fun. It's going to be fun to get your guys' perspective of the AEW stuff.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into the Women's Eliminator Tournament Show 3. This was from February 28th. The first match of the night is a 6-woman tag. We have Hikaru Shida on one side, teaming up with Mei Saruga, Rin Karakura, versus Emi Sakura, Veni, and Maki Ito. So all 6 women really get the chance to shine and show what they have and what they can do. And the ending is Veni kicks out of one of Shida's Falcon arrows before taking a running knee, and Shida goes over Veni for the win. My big takeaway from all this... Afterwards, Emi Sakura attacks Shida. Then, the heels and the faces just start brawling with each other. But some beautiful, beautiful technical stuff from this match. Some really high-paced, hard-hitting stuff. You had a little bit of everything in this match, which I like, because Rin Karakura is hard-hitting like Hikaru Shida is. Emi Sakura can do all of it. And then you have Veni, who is very impressive high flyer, considering how long she's been at this. And Maki Ito is the cutest in the world, and prove me wrong. So I want more Maki Ito and Veni after all this.
Yeah.
Guys, Jordan, go ahead first.
First of all, I'm very happy that the Joshi style of wrestling is finally getting some love in the North America, because for a long time it seemed Japanese female wrestlers would come in, but really it would just be like 1 or 2 Japanese wrestlers showing up, or female wrestlers showing up. Like if you looked at Impact, they had some women from Japan show up, but they were never really pushed properly. AEW, I give them a ton of credit for just being smart enough to say, you know what, these women can wrestle. Let's let them do that. And I knew that Shida would probably get the pinfall because she's the most well-known name. Usually that's how it works with when you're introducing a bunch of... Yeah, and she's the champion, but when you're introducing some new talent. But all in all, I'm very happy with how this match went. It did what I think it was supposed to do, which is really show the audience, guess what? The talent in Japan, the female wrestlers, they can do what they do over there and do it here too. Absolutely.
Jay?
First of all, I want to say shout out to Taz back in commentary. Yeah. I love Taz in commentary. He's awesome. I think they did a really good job at the beginning of when everyone came to the ring and then they showed who was the heels and the faces. For the American audience who don't know them, they did a really good job of setting that up so you could tell who was the good guys, who was the bad guys.
Yeah.
And just the match was just 100%, just full go, full blown, incredible. Really enjoyed it. It was really good.
Yeah.
next match, we have a round 3 Japanese. We have the round 3 Japanese match, which is Yuka Sakazaki versus Ryo Mizunami.
Mm.
So Yuka Sakazaki, she had been seen on Dynamite prior. Ryo as well, but Yuka had definitely had more AEW exposure than Ryo. So after 3 near falls on Mizunami, somehow she still manages to get up, hit a spear, followed by a short arm, and that's what lets her turn the tables on Yuka. And she eventually, shortly after that, she puts her away with a driver. So Ryo Mizunami is the finalist for the Japanese bracket. And I don't know if you guys... Okay, her nickname is Aneki. And if you don't know what it means big sister in Japanese.
Nice.
Now, the connotations of a Japanese all-girl street gang, the Aneki is the boss.
Damn right she is.
Like, she's everybody's big sister, so she's the boss of the gang. So I was like, yeah, she portrays that character instantly, because it's the first thing me and Jordan thought of when we saw her.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
I love knowing little tidbits of Japanese culture. It's really it makes things fun. But Jay,
makes it look smart.
It makes me look smart. You're right. Jay, Yuka and Ryo, because I've never heard your opinion. I mean, you don't know a lot about Japanese wrestling, right? You're not a big Japanese wrestling guy.
I really don't know a lot about Japanese wrestling. Watching this match, much better than I expected. Like, I've seen bits of Japanese wrestling and stuff, and obviously keep up to news on the New Japan. But this really, this whole show for me really shone. It was really, really good. There was a wheelbarrow German suplex. I think Yuka did it, and it was really, really good. Honestly, I was really impressed. Yeah.
Oh, there's some crazy, crazy stuff. Ryu Mizunami to me is a megastar. Like, she's really found her craft in this. But Jordan, I know you like Ryo as much as I do right now.
I was jumping for joy when the mob boss won it because I was hoping. If anybody remembers when I did my review of the last for the women's tournament, I was saying my pick for the finals was going to be the mob boss. And that's who she is, in my opinion. She is that kind of person you look at and you don't mess with her because she will knock your head off.
I mean, she's not just your pick for the Japanese. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but she's not just your pick for the Japanese bracket. She's your pick for the overall tournament.
Yeah,
right?
The first time I saw her, I was like, oh my God, this girl has... I always believe in a tournament, especially when you have so many new talent that, may have been wrestling for a while. You want somebody who really catches your eye, and you want to really get the fans involved with, watching them. The Mob Boss has that in spades, without question. So first of all, it was an awesome match for both wrestlers. They both did an awesome job. But hands down, I was very happy that the Mob Boss got the win.
So, Aneki.
Aneki.
That's her nickname, man. Just go with it. Trust me.
Aneki Ichiban. There, I'll just say that.
Yeah, there we go, man.
There we go, Aneki Ichiban.
So, our third match of this show is a round 2 USA match. It's Thunder Rosa versus Riho. And I think a lot of people a lot of people knew this was going to be a good match, but I don't think we knew how good it was going to be. This is in my opinion, this is a contender for one of AEW's top women matches of all time so far.
Yes.
I mean, brutal submissions, ugly strikes from Rosa, and Riho just keeps taking that beating because that's her thing. She's this tiny little girl who can just take such a nasty beating and always come back from it. It's incredible. But ultimately, it's just not enough. And Thunder Rosa is able to roll her up into a cradle after she kicks out of a quick roll-up from Riho herself. So she turned it around on her and got the win at the last minute. And like that's wow. I wasn't sure with this one. I was really at the point where I was like, oh, it could be Riho, because then they do Riho versus Nyla Rose for the finals.
Yeah.
That like we've seen it before, but it's the last 2 times we saw it, it was really good, and I assumed it would have been good again if we would have saw it again.
Yeah.
Well, because Britt Baker didn't move on, I just kind of, assumed Thunder Rosa was going to lose, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, guys. Go ahead, Jay.
In all fairness, I thought Thunder Rosa was going to lose.
Yeah.
I think she's an incredible in-ring talent. I really do. Is she still actually signed with NWA?
I don't think so.
I
don't know. Maybe?
She is scheduled to appear at NWA's pay-per-view that they just announced at the end of the month.
She is signed with MMA or NWA.
Yeah,
she is.
That was a big thing. NWA removing all their content, and now they're just announcing that they're coming back and Power's resuming. I'm like, why'd you remove Power from last season of Power?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, there must be some kind of legality when it comes to the footage. That's all I can
who
think.
knows?
But
they've got an exclusive contract with Fight, haven't they?
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah.
So maybe they're just going to put it all on there.
Maybe. I'm really not sure. Their YouTube channel just got reset. It's weird. But anyway, Thunder Rosa versus Riho.
Yeah.
Overall, really good. I enjoyed it. Jordan, do you have anything to add?
I completely agree with Jay. I really thought Thunder Rosa wasn't going to win this. I knew it was going to be an awesome match because, Riho and Thunder Rosa are 2 of the top 5 women wrestlers in the world, in my opinion. Like, both women can wrestle. That's the main thing. But I was really believing what we were going to get was Nyla versus Riho, as the rematch between the 2. But I was very, very happy when Thunder Rosa won because it was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. And I like decisions like that where they say, hey, if you think you know what's going to happen, we decide to flip it.
Yeah. It's not necessarily bad either. It's just not what I expected from the tournament.
Yeah.
A lot of people wanted Britt Baker, right? And a lot of people were like, it's Britt Baker's time, it's Britt Baker's time. And I'm kind of one of those people, but I trust AEW. My trust in them with the women's division is just very thin at this point.
Yeah, well, as I said the last time we were talking, my whole view was I want to see, sorry, I say it, I'm going to say it again. I think I'm just going to call her the mob boss from now on because that's who she is to me. But yeah, I'm sorry, but if the Yakuza want to yell at me, they can. I'm happy with that. But
taking all the heat.
But I want to see the mob boss versus Nyla Rose because I want to see the 2 baddest women in the tournament fight it out. And not against Britt Baker. She is, in my opinion, she's going to lead the women's division one day. She will be the champion, no doubt about it. But I'd rather see a match where I'm like, ooh, these 2 are going to really have a slugfest.
I agree with you on that one. Anything to say about any last comments, Jay, before we move on to the next one?
The only thing that I picked up in the match was when Rio did a 6. I don't think they called it 619, but she did a 619 to Thunder Rosa, it looked.
The real name for it is a tiger feint kick.
Really?
Ah.
Yeah, it was invented in Japan.
Of course.
Okay. Of course. It's called the tiger feint kick. Anyway, continue.
It just looked very weak and sold very weak as well.
It did. Yes.
That's all I picked up on that match. But overall, an excellent match.
Yeah.
Yep.
No match is perfect.
No match is perfect. That's true. Well, that's a debate that's a whole guys, never mind. So next we're gonna skip the 2 dark labeled matches, and we're gonna go straight to the 3rd match from the 4th show of the women's eliminator tournament, which was on March 1st. So round 3 USA. Thunder Rosa versus Nyla Rose. Like you were saying, Jordan. This is what you wanted to see. And yeah, no, I don't blame you. This was really good. Yep. Like, it makes no sense. Like, every week with this tournament, we were getting like contenders for match of the year for the women.
Yeah.
Incredible stuff. And they all have Thunder Rosa, Nyla Rose, or Britt Baker involved. And that's the beauty right now.
Mm-hmm.
But Nyla brings Thunder Rosa to her limit in this match.
Yep.
And I mean, like, she takes every single move in Thunder Rosa's repertoire. Save for a handful of submissions. I like literally seen almost every single move I've seen Rosa use in this match. It was insane. At the end, she makes one last desperate attempt to climb the turnbuckle, but Nyla is able to catch her from the dive and turns it into a beast bomb. Pins her, and it's over. She's going to the finals to fight Ryo Mizunami.
Yes.
Like, whew. This is a whirlwind. Is what I can really say about it. It was a whirlwind match.
Mm-hmm.
I'll shoot to you guys.
Jay, if you want to go first.
Yeah, so Thunder Rosa come out looking just so strong to begin with as well. Just the whole match. I had her down to win it. Like, watching the match, I didn't think Nyla Rose was going to win. Overall, yeah, it was just a really good match. I really enjoyed it again. But people say that AEW have a really weak women's division, but you know what? If they given the time, I don't think they would do. You know?
Yeah, it's not for me. I have some issues with my issues with the women's division. Is too much of it gets its highlight on Dark, Dynamite.
Yeah.
Tony Khan has addressed that himself because Tony Khan is the main booker of Dark.
Really? Wow.
He handles the women's division primarily. Like, that's one of his top things. So that's why it gets a lot more attention on Dark than it does on Dynamite. But where was I going with that? But no, man. There's so much great potential in the women's division of AEW. There's so much great talent.
Yeah.
I think it just needs investment in some characters, you know. When I come out to my show, there's some great potential there. There really is. And I think it's just about building character.
Yeah.
The right storylines.
Yeah.
Just the right storylines, yeah. Jordan?
So first of all, I'm going to dare to say it. I think this was AEW's Women's Match of the Year because it was the first time in the tournament I did not know who was going to win. Like I said a million times, I wanted Nyla to win to face the Mob Boss in the finals. But I was also thinking, you know what? Thunder Rosa would have a great match with her too. And that's not saying because the Mob Boss can have a match with anybody and it would be a classic. It's because I like Thunder Rosa and I'd love to see her in that match. But yeah, this match had just like, it was back and forth. You really thought Thunder was going to make her tap. You thought all she got to do is hit with the Beast Bomb and it's over. And the fact that this match did, to me, two things for both, or one thing for each woman. It made Thunder Rosa look like just an absolute warrior for doing all these moves and showing people that she has so much moves in her arsenal that she can really wrestle with in every style. And it made Nyla look like just a beast.
Yep. No, Nyla Rose is shaping up to be the biggest, baddest, toughest bitch in the fucking business.
Yeah.
Like, that's, and I mean that in only a complimentary way. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, no, she's it's incredible what she's been able to do since joining AEW.
Yeah, because they could have easily booked this, and I'm gonna say this because I know there's some stupid bookers. I've actually met some stupid bookers in my life who could have taken like a woman like Nyla Rose, and they could have just done the stupid thing of just being like, okay, you're the beast. You don't really take any punishment. You don't ever get taken to your limit. You just, wrestle and you dominate everybody. AEW was smart enough to say, you're the you're the toughest bitch in this tournament, but we need everybody to look like you could have beaten them. Or they could have beaten you, I mean.
Yeah.
So, brilliant job on Tony Khan for really being smart enough to say, hey, we got to make sure every woman who competes looks like they could be the next star.
Honestly, something I will point out that I've noticed about Nyla Rose's booking.
Mm-hmm.
She loses by her own fault.
Mm.
When she loses, it's her own fault. Always. She's her own worst enemy. She gets overconfident. When she lost the title to Riho, it's because of that spot with the chairs on the outside. She wouldn't have done that senton to chairs to the outside. She would have had it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if Riho would have, you know what I mean? Like she gets overconfident. She gets angry. She gets frustrated, and then she makes mistakes.
Mm-hmm. What? Did Riho lose the title to her? I thought it was the other way around. I'm either getting my history mixed up.
No, that's what I mean. Nyla lost the title to Riho.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know why. I thought it was the other way. I thought Nyla beat her to win the title. Oh, no. Wait. They had a tournament match for the final. Okay. Now I remember.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, no, that's how. And Nyla Rose, now that Vicky Guerrero doesn't do much at ringside, other than, like, honestly piss me off. But it's almost like if Vicky Guerrero is actually coaching her on the side, because you actually see the growth in Nyla Rose. She's a smarter competitor.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Agreed. It's almost like what they did with Andrade Cien Almas in NXT with Selena Vega.
Yeah. So the finals for the tournament were on Dynamite.
The match I want to see.
Yeah, Nyla Rose versus Ryu Mizunami, and this is just pure badass brutality, pretty much the entire way. Everything on the outside of the ring, all the barricade shots and into the apron, and then you have all the craziness inside of the ring. Like I only have one spot that I didn't like, and that was the hanging over the top rope. Nyla doing her diving knee drop thing. Didn't like it. It looked really bad this time. It doesn't always look that bad, but this time it looked bad. I mean, Ryo took it really well. Mizunami took that move incredibly. It's how long it took Nyla to get up and whatnot. And it's like the Del Rio stomp spot. I have issues with those kind of moves.
Yeah, I have issues with Del Rio.
Yeah, but ultimately, Ryo Mizunami stands in front of the storm that is Nyla Rose and somehow withstands it.
Boom.
Ryo wins. At the end of the tournament, at the end we have Shida come out, try to congratulate her, and they just start brawling, beating on each other.
Yes.
The only move that I want to bring up, other than the one I didn't like, is the spot where Mizunami tried to replicate her Aja Kong win with the leg drop to the apron.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, what did you think of the finals?
First of all, Jay, you look so cool smoking right now. I don't know what it is. You just look like such an awesome badass right now.
It's the beard.
It's got to be the beard. But I just need to say this quick.
Yeah.
I am clapping right now if you didn't know what that sound was. That match was freaking what I wanted it to be. I didn't want one of those matches where these two girls try to be anything other than what they are. They are two badass motherfuckers that will hit you harder than anything. And that's what I wanted. And that's what I got. So I was happy no matter what. And all praise to the mob boss. Yakuza, I live in Canada. You can't do shit.
That's what you think.
If I get a knock on the door, I will say, wow, I was wrong. But no, I'm so happy that these two knocked it out of the park in terms of the brawl. So happy they knocked it out of the park. And it also showed me, there you go. Anybody who's stupid enough to say that all women can do are these technical masterpieces and these aerial assault matches, there's women out there that will brawl and beat the crap out of you. So my hat's off to you girls for showing all the idiots out there who think girls can't be brawlers. There you go.
And if you were thinking of writing in the comments anything about Nyla Rose being trans, shut the fuck up. I don't want it. I don't.
Please, yeah, shut the fuck up on that.
That's all I gotta say about that one. Like,
yeah.
But Jay, finals. What do you think about it?
It was really good. I disagree. I really liked the leg drop. I really liked it. It was one of the things that I wrote down.
I know. I love that move. Oh, do you mean Nyla's knee drop?
Yeah, on the ropes.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I just didn't like the timing on it. I guess it just took too long for me personally. But no, go for it.
But no, yeah, I enjoyed the match overall. Again, it was really good. Again, it's showing AEW women's talent is just what they can do, not just ditzy blondes who look attractive, which is what a lot of people are used to with female wrestling who watch wrestling. Let's face it,
I feel like unless you watch indie wrestling, then you don't know any better.
I totally agree, and that's why I love Impact so much, because their women aren't just flimsy blondes that just are there to look good. But other than what? Sorry.
Other than Tennille, but that's her gimmick.
Yeah, that is her gimmick. Yeah. But no, it was an incredible match. It really was. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Shida versus Ryo Mizunami. We're getting that at Revolution. That's going to be awesome. You guys want to give a prediction on it?
I'm with the mob boss on this one. I'm sorry, Ryo.
New champion?
I'm sorry to the champ, but it's time for the mob boss to take that title, baby. I mean, she's just such a badass. I cannot see her holding on to that title any longer. She's had a good run. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
She had a really, and I'm going to even sound crazy for saying it, but I loved her program with Abaddon, I think her name was.
Abaddon.
Abaddon. I always say her name wrong. I love the program. I love the program she had with her. She's really done well with that title. She's made that title look very respectable. So hats off to her for doing such a good job. But I think it's time for a new champion, and the new champ is going to be the mob boss because she is Ichiban.
There you go. Jay?
I think she's going to retain. I think Ryo's going to lose.
Oh.
Mm.
You don't even need to defend it, right? Because it's Shida. She's that good.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you say Shida? I couldn't hear. The mob boss.
Shida.
Fans of the mob boss do not hear any negatives.
Honestly, I'm sorry, but I think Shida's gonna win. I think she's gonna retain as well.
I cannot wait for both of you to eat your words.
No, I think Mizunami being in America is the opportunity to build her correctly. That's what I see.
Okay.
Because Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa, one of those two needs to get that belt.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to be Thunder Rosa. Let's face it.
Yeah.
I say Britt Baker, but anyway. But speaking of Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, on the buy-in for Revolution, we're getting a women's tag team match, and it's Thunder Rosa and Riho versus Britt Baker, and it was supposed to be Rebel, but it's not going to be Rebel because she has a doctor's note. And so we're getting a mystery partner for
nice.
Baker. So, I mean, it might not be a new person. It's probably going to be somebody we've already seen, but I'm interested anyway. I'm curious.
Yeah, could be. Could be good.
Could be Jade Cargill, honestly. After that, we'll get into the match with Shaq and that, but after that, it could be her. AEW Dark shoutouts. Do you guys have any shoutouts from Dark or from the other women's matches from the tournament? Or not? Shows?
I'm solid. If you guys want to take this one.
No? Yeah, sounds. So, legit Layla, is it Herson?
Hirsch.
Hirsch.
Yeah, like a hearse, but it's a like Hirsch. Hirsch instead of hearse. It's very close. She puts you in one hand.
Oh my god. I'm almost imagining that's how she introduces herself. Hi, I'm Layla Hirsch. It's like Hearse, but Hirsch.
Yeah.
I'm Jordan Talbot. You know, it's like bits, but, you know, there's a Tal in there.
Versus Miranda. I don't have her last name.
I think it's pronounced Alize.
You gonna do anything with that one?
No. That was Spanish. I don't know. I can't tell you that one. It doesn't sound like anything else. Sorry.
Layla just looked really dominant, really, really good. Again, when I was talking about characters that need building up, this is definitely one of them. I've not seen her before. And watching the match, she really stood out, and I was like, this is a character that you can get behind. This is where you need to develop your characters, and
what was it that made you really interested in her character?
How dominant she looked in just everything. The whole match, I just really enjoyed it again.
Despite her size too, right? Because she's so short.
She does look really short. Yeah, she looks really short, but she just looks. I don't know. Let's see her versus Deonna Purrazzo. That's the match I'd like to see.
Oh,
there we go. Oof.
I mean, she took on Thunder Rosa in the first round of the tournament, and it was a great match. It was a really great match.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that.
Yeah, it's worth it. Max Caster versus JJ Garrett from this week's Dark for me. Max Caster, first of all, I'm not big into hip hop and rap. It depends for me. I like a little bit of everything. So, but Max Caster has amazing diss lines for every single match he's in. It doesn't matter. He always comes up with good lines. I really love
it.
And JJ Garrett, man, I just want to mention that this guy's equal. Max Caster won this match because he's going in the ladder match. So of course he had to win. But JJ Garrett looked so impressive, and this guy looks like old school Scott Steiner. He's got the mullet going. He's got the singlet going. Oof. But
he actually reminded me of Jeff Cobb. Did anyone else see that kind of similarity?
Yeah. Yes. He does not necessarily his look, but his in-ring presence and style reminds me of Jeff Cobb a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So JJ Garrett is one of those guys on Dark that's going to be keep an eye out for this guy, because in a year from now he might be something big. It's like Will Hobbs. When Will Hobbs first showed up on Dark, people were like, "Oh, this guy's got some potential," and then boom, Team Taz. So AEW Dynamite March 3rd. This show opens up with Cody Rhodes and Red Velvet taking on Jade Cargill and Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq. Yeah. So I will say, it was better than I thought it was going to be. I mean, from Shaq, I expected no less than Red Velvet was on fire. She did great. Jade Cargill, amazing first outing for this woman. Wow.
Yeah.
Cody did amazingly at selling Shaq and making Shaq look like a legit threat in this ring. And let's face it, the size of Shaq, it's really easy it's believable. Everything that happened in that ring was actually believable when it came to Cody and Shaq. The powerbomb from Shaq looked amazing.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it. And then the table spot was literally,
I
described it to a friend as picture perfect table spot. I can't describe it any better than that. That was 100% perfectly done. Yep, trust drop. Just did it. No hesitation, no nothing. Wow. That was really good. I enjoyed this match overall. I was really surprised. I didn't think I was going to as much as I did. But Jade, after the table spot, Jade puts away Red Velvet with a driver for the win. We can talk about the weirdness of the thing with Tony Schiavone after, but what do you guys think of the match?
Jay, if you want to go first.
Yeah, the match was really good. I think it did a really good. AEW really clever there, bringing in Shaq to bring new eyes to the
To the
show.
The
People,
product,
to the product. People who are only going to watch it because Shaq's in it. Did you hear that the quarter ratings for that was 1.1 million, 1.113 million?
I am not surprised. I'm sure a lot of people wanted to see.
Yeah, and overall, it was incredible. I think they did a really good job again of having the women take the main spot. I felt like the women took the main spot in the match. You know, it was mostly those doing the wrestling, which again was really good. The one thing I was a bit confused with was who was your heel and who was your face. Like, because is Cody a heel? Because Red Velvet.
Jade is very much the Jade Cargill and Shaq are very much the heels in this match.
Okay.
Jade tried to break Brandy's ankle because it was supposed to be Brandy Rhodes in the match, and then they found out. So they put in Red Velvet. So all of the build was Jade Cargill beating down on Brandy, trying to break Brandy's hit her wrist with a chair at some point. Yeah. Like, all these things is all towards Brandy at first. So they were the heels.
Okay. See, I don't see how you can have Shaq as a heel. Like, such a lovable person.
Right? Like,
how can Kazam be a heel?
The greatest superhero ever. Hey guys, he was Steel, okay? He was Steel. That's what I meant, I swear.
But the table spot was really good. You know, you could tell what they were doing with the tables when they set two tables up long ways. You know what I mean? Like next to each other. You could tell what they were doing there. But again, I don't think that mattered. It didn't ruin any of the effects of the matches. I was invested. And I'm not going to lie, I came on to do this to be more critical of AEW and actually fell in love with AEW even more. Like, now I don't want to miss any. Like, so.
There you go. They gotcha.
Yeah, they got me straight away with the women's tournament, which I watched first. Then I watched Dynamite, and that hook, line, and sinker. I'm invested now. Like,
was this your first ever watching of AEW?
For a while, like I watched it first started and stuff. I always go and watch like the news and the recaps and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But if I get a chance to watch a show, I'll put a show on. You know, it's set to record every week.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is the first time in probably 4 months of watching an AEW show, and I'm watching it with the hype to the pay-per-view.
There you go.
That was it. Yeah. Just I was saying to my missus the other day, today, saying like, oh, I don't want to stay up another late night to watch another wrestling show, but I think I've got to. Like.
So we'll move on from.
I give my opinion?
Yeah.
No.
Bad.
I'm gonna do it anyway. So I'll be quick with this one because the thing that shocked me was really happy with everybody, but the man that is known as, and I have all his nicknames up here, Superman, Shaq Fu, the Big Aristotle, the Big Daddy, the Diesel, Superman, Kazam. I was kind of hoping, because if anybody knows Shaq, if you've heard him interviewed, he has the deepest voice ever. I was kind of hoping he'd do a heel promo. I just wanted to hear his deep voice try to do a heel promo, just because it would have been hilarious.
One of my favorite things about AEW is how they just start every show with a match. Just go. Match.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
I just wanted to hear, because deep Shaq's voice being like, Cody, you are going to die. I'm going to put you through a table. I am Superman, Big Aristotle. But
so now we've got Shaq quickly as well, yeah.
But I was very shocked because I was like you. I saw the table spot coming, and I didn't know. I knew someone was going through that table. My mouth was on the floor when Shaq went through the table, and he sold it really well. Because I legit
thought he was going to cut Cody out of the ring through the tables or something.
Yeah.
Because that would have been one crazy visual too.
Yeah, but all in all, I was so shocked That was the thing that I took away most in the match was everyone did well, but the fact that Shaq sold a table spot, and the great thing is, Shaq is a worldwide icon.
Oh yeah.
People are gonna talk about this.
Yeah.
This is why I think it was good to have it on free TV as well. It wasn't put on a pay-per-view. It was put on Dynamite where everyone can watch it. It was so clever booking by AEW because, like, I don't think anyone else would have done that. They would have put it on the pay-per-view. Shaq put it on the pay-per-view. It's on free TV, let's face it. Everyone can watch it. Everyone can join in. And, it was really, really good. Really clever.
It was supposed to be on the pay-per-view originally.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, and they just rescheduled it for the go-home show instead. I don't know if it was because it was easier for Shaq maybe or what, but hey, it worked for them.
Yeah. One question: was Shaq actually injured? Because I've read a bit, like I've seen a bit that he got concussion or something, but was he actually injured? Does anyone know?
I have no idea.
I'm not sure if that was if I didn't get any confirmation on whether that was that report was real or not. I wasn't able to find anything yet.
Cool.
But what you were saying, you want to get a Shaq promo, this segues me into the weirdness of closing the ambulance doors and then opening them and Shaq is gone.
Yeah.
And the Fiend appeared.
I thought it was going to happen. I will say, you got hooked by this episode of AEW, right? But production-wise, this was one of the sloppiest episodes I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
And it still got you hooked.
Storyline,
that's good. I mean, like, okay, cool. Because I was going to bring up how sloppy some of the little production things have been in this episode.
I'm an Impact Wrestling fan. Like, the production's not really an issue.
Oh,
it's true.
That's mean.
It's sad, but it's true. Second match of the night, we get Death Triangle. So the Bastard Pack and Rey Fenix versus D3 and John Skyler. I literally have nothing to say about this. It's a squash. It's a squash match.
It was, yeah.
It was just to re-cement Pentagon and Phoenix. Sorry, not Pentagon. Phoenix and Pac as a team, as team members. That's all it was for, guys. Right?
I was mad. I was mad with this match, actually. Very mad. Because after what Rey Fenix did last week with Lance Archer and how he had such an awesome singles match with him, I felt like, why are you putting him in some random I could give two shits about tag match? I mean, I like seeing him and Pac together. Don't get me wrong. It's always cool. But come on, Rey Fenix just had a badass, unbelievable match. I just didn't like that he was thrown into this random tag team match.
Not random. This was to heat them back up as a tag team because they're going to be in the Revolution Tag Team Casino Battle Royal.
I guess I'm still.
There was to reheat them as a tag team and give them a win as a tag team before sending them into that.
I'm still just bitter that he's not in that ladder match, Rey Fenix.
Still
bitter.
He should be in the ladder match, and the Lucha Bros should just be a fucking tag team again. But anyway, anything to say about it, Jay?
I love Pac. Pac's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, this, you know, it's probably because he's English, you know, and he's a Geordie. I love the Geordie accent. Like, it's one of my favourite accents from England. But no, he's in ring. He's just incredible. You know, he was wasted in WWE completely.
Oh, without question.
Like, I don't even want to talk about it. It was shameful.
Well, not in NXT, just on the main roster. We're talking, right?
Well, let's face it. Anyone from NXT is wasted on the main roster. The moment they go.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, Pac to me and their tag team. The work they did as a tag team, their moves and stuff was incredible. I really enjoyed it. The fact that was it Skyler and D3, they didn't even really get an introduction. It was just
nothing. Yeah,
straight into a match, and I was kind of like, okay, I don't actually.
Oh.
Well.
Okay, there we go. It cut for a second. That's all.
Yeah.
I don't know the wrestling here, but yeah, overall it was a squash match. There's not much more you can say, is there?
Yeah.
And it's nothing against Pac, by the way. To everybody listening, I have nothing against him. Like I said, I was just like, just a little down that I'm still down that Rey Fenix wasn't in the ladder match, but yeah, I'm with you. Pac is one of the best in the business. I got no problem saying that.
Also, quick shout out: there's only one bastard in the industry from England, and that's Dave Mastiff.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you on that one either. Next, we get the Jericho and MJF doing their little news.
I loved this.
Little barstool news. Like we got Eric Bischoff, which was
Easy
like, wow. I love having Eric Bischoff show up on AEW. I don't care. Like it's just gonna make me pop every time. Bischoff was. I mean, that's when I got into wrestling. Was when Bischoff was in charge of Raw. So I mean,
WCW.
Yeah,
I wasn't watching in the late '90s.
I saw WCW live over here in the UK.
Oh wow! Oh, you're talking about Raw when 2002, right? Is that what you're talking about? Okay,
that's
sorry. I thought...
wrestling, like steady watching wrestling.
Okay, I get you. I was like, no, dude, you just no, don't.
No,
you said it wrong.
My tapes. My cousin's my cousin used to babysit me. He had VHS tapes of like early WrestleManias, early Survivor Series, that kind of stuff. So like I know Hogan, Piper, Macho Man, and then I don't know like anything, and then I know Austin, and there's just a huge empty gap in my like knowledge that I've just been trying to fill in over the years. But no, Bischoff was great, and hearing him I'm Chris, I'll direct this to you. Of all the stupid ideas that you've ever had,
yes, that was so smart.
Where does motivating the Young Bucks come at you with everything they have rank? Like, that was good.
Eric Bischoff is a master of just being both a dick and also hilarious.
He's a master of using the truth.
Pretty much.
We get a little bit more fun stuff from the other people there, but for me it was really Bischoff that was like the centerpiece moment. We get the Young Bucks that come out. They deliver. Man, this is probably actually one of the best, most like passionate Young Bucks promos I've heard in an extremely long time.
It's just
because they're just retelling the story about their dad, right? Like if you've listened to BTE, you've definitely heard the story at some point because they've told the story a million times. And every time they tell it with just as much passion as if it was the first time. It's incredible.
Yeah. This helped my daddy issues.
Daddy issues are attractive on women, not men. Get that right, Jordan.
I'm laughing to hide the pain. Just gonna laugh until the pain goes away.
It never goes away.
Give me this bottle of gin.
But it ends with the giant brawl. Of course, Cutler comes out, Good Brothers come out, and they help them set up. They help the Young Bucks set up Proud and Powerful, and then you have Nick, who jumps off of one of the tunnels, and Matt, who jumps off the stage at the same time, putting them both through tables.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Just yes. I don't really think there's anything else to say about that either. Like that's just cool. You guys have anything to add?
I just gotta say this. There was a line that the Young Bucks or Matt had on both Chris and MJF that were so good. Like there were two lines that I just kept going, oh, he didn't just say that. Oh, he didn't just say that. Like I'm probably gonna get it wrong, but I'm trying to remember as well as I can. He said to MJF, it's like, if it wasn't for AEW, you'd still be trying to get on the Rosie O'Donnell show.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh, that's a nice little burn. But it was like, everybody knew about it.
But
then he goes to Jericho. He's like, yeah, if it wasn't for us, you'd be curtain jerking over there.
You'd be the opening match in NXT tonight.
When he said that, I was like, you did not just say that. And the sad part is it's true.
Yep.
But I've always seen teams try to do the one guy goes off and hits somebody while the other guy jumps off and hits somebody. And it's so hard to time it. This may have been the most perfectly timed table spots out of nowhere.
The Young Bucks just have that They just have it. Their coordination is incredible.
Yeah, it was unbelievable how good it was.
Next we have This Floored Me. Sorry, Jay. Go on. I'm tired, guys, and I'm just like going.
See, there was some lines in there that just killed me as well.
Mhm.
The one where they said malnourished Matt and I wish I had more thick. I wish my hair was more thick, Nick. That I cracked up at. Yeah.
That
Is
was
it?
funny.
I agree with Jordan. I think he said it last week about pride and power. Well, no, LAX. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Always gonna. I even see them as LAX. Like
Same.
there shouldn't be anything else. No, but overall, like when saying that MJF was better than The Rock, and and they called Thompson. I think his name's Thompson. They called it, and he said, "Oh my God, turkey tits!" When he asked about Sammy Guevara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair,
I didn't like that one, but I found it funny.
to be
I
fair,
found it funny.
Proud and Powerful is better than LAX's name before that. Their original tag team name was EYFBO.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Very catchy, that is.
Which I was like, I don't get it. What's FBO? 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 What's that mean? Is it a Latin thing?
That's terrible. That's terrible. Yeah. But no, yeah, you're right. They're LAX to me too. I think they always will be. Next we get a promo from Atsushi Onita.
The legend.
Like, oh my God, Japanese deathmatch legend Onita, and like this just chills, man. I got chills. Chills.
Same here.
What he had to say too, like Omega, Moxley, what you guys are doing, like this is, he's proud of them, and like he's giving them his blessing, and wow, Kenny's got some big pulls and some big connections in Japan, and it shows.
Yep.
You get this.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Just before you say anything, but for fans who don't know who Onita is, because I'm sure there's some fans who don't know.
Oh, there's definitely fans who don't know.
This guy was the creator of a company, FMW, which will be highlighted on Dark Side of the Ring. Directed by my teacher from college, Jason Eisner. Shout out. FMW was the Japanese version of ECW, taken to 11. And Onita, 15. 15. Every number you could think of. Onita was the guy who pretty much invented the barbed wire wrestling.
Yeah.
And exploding death matches. So for people I know that were underneath, because I always like reading the ignorant people who write underneath anything about AEW, they were like, who's this guy? Who is this guy to talk about this match? This guy invented the match. And if he's saying thumbs up to you, there you go.
That's what I love about AEW. They don't just play into, it feels like the old tape trading days, because they don't just play into the history of their own company or the history of American wrestling. They play into the history of all cultures of wrestling. Mm-hmm. Like, we had an Escalera de la Muerte for the AAA tag team titles on one of the first pay-per-views for AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's awesome. And some people will just be like, that's just a ladder match. Not when you do it with that craziness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Nick Jackson almost died in that match. But yeah, no. Also, there's another great. It's on Vice as well. There was a wrestling documentary series on Vice that actually covers Japanese deathmatch wrestling, and Onita was on it, and it's him and Jun Kasai were both on the same episode.
Awesome.
Do you know what it was called?
Sorry?
Do you know what the documentary thing was called?
I think it's just called
Wrestler.
It's just like Wrestler, yeah, and it has like
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Is that when he goes and buys the baseball bat?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. That was I was about to bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot of the stuff I know about death match comes from that and a few other documentaries.
Yeah.
Match 3. We have all 3 members of Jurassic Express taking on FTR and getting in the ring, wrestling for the first time in
Say the greatest ever.
years.
The man.
Tully Blanchard.
The man.
Oh my god. And man, move. He can move.
Goosebumps, people. You cannot see it right now. I have goosebumps. Remembering
more impressive than what Ric Flair would be right now.
Poor Ric Flair.
But this was really fun overall. That's the thing. I was just having fun with it, and I did not see the end coming because of how much fun I was just having. They really tricked me into just enjoying the match, and then it almost looked like it was an accident on the first one. Jungle Boy does a suicide dive. A photographer is kind of in the way and takes the hit, and then the same photographer smashes Luchasaurus in the head with his camera afterwards. Which this blew my mind. FTR set up Luchasaurus for the spike pile driver. Tully jumps off the second rope for the spike pile driver and pins Luchasaurus for the win. And man, you see Tully too. Like you see Tully he pats Luchasaurus aside and is like, "Thank you." You see him like, "Thank you for doing him right." Luchasaurus just didn't even put his leg up for the hook for the pin because he was just like killed. He's like, "I'm dead."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Between the camera shot and that spike pile driver, nah, I'm dead. You have me.
There you go.
That's cool, and that's amazing. They was fucking Tully. Anybody was honored to do that for Tully Blanchard, I think. But of course, the match.
The fake dive out the ring. I actually thought he was going to dive out the ring for a second. I'm like, no, you'll die. Like, you are going to die. And then that was a good. It was a very fun match. Really fun match.
Okay, so
being Sean Spears, of course, right? I think I knew instantly, right? Like everybody kind of knew it was going to be Sean Spears, and then 4 Horsemen. Arn Anderson in the tunnel, giving blessing. Definitely. Oh yeah.
I'm throwing it up. I'm throwing it up.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Jay better talk first because I'm gonna. There's a lot I gotta say about this match.
I just found this match a really fun match. Sorry, I'm looking for a lighter. This was just a really fun match. The blessing at the end was just really good. I just enjoyed the match. I don't even know what else to say about it. I think Tully, I never expected to see him wrestle.
Oh my god, yeah.
I did. A whole show of shocks today, I suppose. And it was just really, really fun.
Yeah.
Go on. Up to you.
Okay, so first of all, whenever I hear Jurassic Park, I don't care what the match is. The fact that I get to hear one of my favorite songs in the world, Jurassic Express. When I get to see Jurassic Express. Jurassic Park's a great movie too.
It is.
When I get to see Jurassic Express come out and I hear that song, Jungle, like, oh god, that's still my favorite song in the world. Oh my god, I don't care.
Man,
I don't even care. That's
Taz loses his shit. Taz, it's one of my favorite parts of Dark is when Jungle Boy comes out because Taz is just like, yes, my favorite song, and he just starts singing.
Like, I love Tarzan. That's a song I will listen to and never get bored. And I'm like, finally, someone's using it as the theme song. But Tully Blanchard has been, to me, one of the greatest and most underappreciated heels of all time.
Yes.
And is so damn. Well, somebody that a lot of the newer fans, like a lot of fans today, don't realize how good he was.
I suppose they're more likely to say Jake the Snake than they are to say Tully Blanchard. That's, I suppose.
But he was one of those heels that when he cuts promos, I always loved. He had one line that I still say is one of my favorite lines he ever did as a heel. He was being interviewed and he said, "You know, the only thing I do in life is get dressed real quick." And I love that. And the fact that he came out wearing the old NWA US Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, yeah, that was a beautiful.
Oh, Jay left. Jay gone.
I was probably just fixing his camera. Don't worry about it. Yeah,
the fact that he came out with the NWA US title, the fact that James J. Dillon was there with him, and I have not marked out as hard as I've ever marked out watching him do the slingshot. Just watching him pick him up, hit the rope, and then do it.
It was pretty cool to see that, I will admit.
And watching him do the pile driver, oh my god. I was like, this may go down as my favorite match in AEW right now because it has everything I wanted. Tarzan Boy as an entrance song. Tully Blanchard wrestling.
Luchasaurus.
He
just needs to be in the ring.
He just needs to be in the ring. Yeah. The fact that Arn Anderson, and if Arn Anderson gives you the symbol of excellence, you know it's cool.
Yeah. Like, as you guys know, my Facebook profile's picture is Sean Spears' logo. So obviously I'm very, very happy to see that.
I'm very excited to see what they do with this. And if they do go into this Horseman style, two things. Please don't do like what they did in TNA with Fortune, where they started with 4 and then for some reason expanded into like 12. Which makes no sense to me. If you're called Fortune, why are you called then have like 80 members of your group? That makes no sense. And if they're who they're going to pick as the 4th person, I'm very excited to see if they go that route, who they pick.
Well, I mean, like, they're going to have 2 managers then?
I have no idea, but I'm just very excited to see what they do.
Yeah.
Really excited. I'm now going to have to listen to Tarzan Boy after I'm done this.
So, next is we have Tony Schiavone. This is what I mean by sloppy production. We have Tony Schiavone up on the stage as they're leaving.
Yeah.
And then of course JJ throws in his line of you ain't gonna see nothing better than that. And Tony Schiavone can be robotic at times for me.
Yeah.
I don't. But this, when he just lets go, and he's just himself, his line was great. You ain't getting paid any extra for that, right? Just letting you know.
Yeah. That was hilarious.
Oh, that was great. I loved it.
Well, at least he didn't say something stupid like that'll put butts in the seat.
But of course, so we get Paul Wight coming out. No more BS.
Genius. That's so
genius.
I like how
I want to buy one of those T-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like how it took me a second to be like, no more
Okay.
Brilliant. Whoever thought of that?
Raise your hand. Who saw this turn coming? That was a good line.
I was hoping he'd come out as Captain Insano, though.
They're saving it.
If he comes out as Captain Insano at Revolution, I will be so happy.
I don't know. Wait till Halloween. Watch. But they talk about Dark Elevate. They plug the new show, of course. But Paul Wight also teases that AEW is signing a big name at Revolution today. From when this video's going up. So I have my prediction from who that is. And I got the news I wanted to get this morning to confirm it. Not confirm that it's him. I mean the possibility of it being this person. So I said it on the New Japan episode. And I'll say it again. Kazuchika Okada. That's who I truly believe this is. I think they could have him on contract for a year or 2. And my big thing for thinking it's him, Okada, the morning of this recording, just lost in the first round of the New
Really?
Japan Cup 2021.
Really? Wow.
First round. Okada is out.
Very surprised. I thought he was going to win.
A lot of people thought he was going to go all the way and win it this year. So there you go. And I'm like, well, I mean, he's not wrestling Revolution. They just need him to show up, right? How far of a plane ride is that?
There you go. There you
Could
go.
be doable. It could be doable. So that's my pick. Jay, who do you think it is? Don't say The Rock. Don't say The Rock.
Oh my God! Please, that's your answer for everything.
It is from now. That's in my pick. But
I already know his answer, and it's better than The Rock.
Nyla Rose could not wrestle tonight, so we have a replacement. The Rock.
Sorry, I'm done interrupting.
Do you know what? I really have to agree with you since you pointed out to me. You know, I really think you're right, but
Yes.
I would love for it to be Brock Lesnar, but I want to see Vince's face when he comes out. That's all. Like, if it is Brock Lesnar, I want someone there with a camera on Vince's face, just because that to me would just be the best. Like, yeah, I think he'd lose his shit. They have pulled all of Brock Lesnar's merch off the WWE network, off the WWE thing, haven't they? And they did exactly the same with Sting when Sting left and was going to AEW,
which I find just childish. Like,
completely.
Why are you being fucking disrespectful?
But yeah, let's go with honestly from reading what everyone's saying and the amount of people who said, it's a Hall of Famer, and which Trevor actually pointed out to me that worthy Hall of Famer.
Oh, okay.
It's got to be someone big. It's got to be really, really someone big. Yeah. Adam Sandler maybe.
Yes, the Water Boy's gonna wrestle.
Yes, but no, it's the thing is that they've set it up so big that I don't think anyone's going to be happy with who it is. Everyone's going to be disappointed. Like, well, they said it was this or this or this. Yeah.
Who do you think it is, Jordan?
Something I'm thinking is it would be so cool if the lights all went off and then all of a sudden you just hear in the darkness, Gatorade, Gatorade. That'd be so awesome. I don't know why, because you said Adam Sandler. I'm now thinking that'd be so freaking cool. And the crowd just starts going H2O.
Yeah.
But okay. Well, I have to thank you, Trevor, for clearing that up, because I thought he said Hall of Famer, as in this person is in the Hall of Fame already, but Hall of Fame worthy for this. For me, I can't pick one. I'm excited no matter who it is. If it's Brock Lesnar, if it's Okada, if it's Kurt Angle, which a lot of people are throwing their name and saying that it could be. I'm looking at it like, you know what? Whoever it is, that's totally cool with me. Just be somebody that can... I just hope they're not trying too hard to bring too many older wrestlers in. I hope it's somebody like that can still wrestle.
Definitely. That's the only... Well, I mean, I don't think it's going to be anybody old. I even made a comment that, I think there's a possibility that Paul Wight could be talking about some kid that, is... in his eyes, a future Hall of Famer, kind of like what WWE did with Bobby Lashley back in the day. I mean, a lot of people will be pissed off if that's what ended up happening, because a lot of people are now expecting something massive, but we don't know. Realistically, we don't know what Big Show meant.
That's called playing the system.
But after this, we get Sting's promo for this week, because Sting gets a promo every week. And it's just Starks comes out interrupting him, and Starks starts talking him up, but he's loyal to Team Taz, and then Brian Cage shows up and they start fighting, and then Darby Allin shows up out of nowhere, and then Sting and Darby Allin together kicked Brian Cage's ass pretty good.
You must have enjoyed that.
Block. Man, after the shit he said about Impact last week, yeah, I did.
That's the first thing I thought was, oh, Trevor is smiling so big right now.
Look, I like Brian Cage. Like, I really did really enjoy Brian Cage as a wrestler, and I do still enjoy him as a wrestler. I was really sad when UCW didn't get him.
Twice.
The 2 times he was supposed... 3 times.
Oh, God.
Supposed to come.
Yeah.
Because he was supposed to wrestle at the North Pro show with Nick Aldis, and he didn't show up for that either. But anyway. Yeah, so you see, I got personal reasons for being like, as a fan when it comes to Brian Cage.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
Like 3 canceled appearances, all in the same promotion. It really disappointed me. But I got to see Eli Drake the first time, so it was pretty good.
That was pretty cool. That was awesome meeting him.
Yeah. But anyway, to me, this was nothing special. It really was just the final nail to this. Okay, let's just let's go do this and go. We did also get, of course, the women's match sometime around here. I'm not sure exactly if it was before the Sting promo or after, is when we had the finale for the tournament.
It was just before.
Just before, okay. Match number 5, because unless you guys have anything to add about the Sting, Darby Allin, Taz. I mean, Jay, you've never given your opinion on this stuff on air, so I suppose.
I love Sting. I don't know. I think this storyline's evolved very, very slow with Sting coming out week in, week out. And Starks, is he casting the Young Rock or what? Like, because he come out and I was like, he reminds me of The Rock.
I know. That's what I see every time he talks. I love it.
Yeah. Ricky Starks is just a megastar. He's got that flair. He's got that X factor. But we'll see what the match is going to be like. Like, everybody thought it was going to be cinematic at first, but after seeing Sting take power bombs, hit some splashes, and some death drops, and now a death lock, like, why not? Why not make a full blown match?
I think the thing with Sting, like with his face paint, it covers up how old he looks.
Yes.
And I think, like, you've got a lot of old wrestlers like all over the place, and people are like, oh, he looks so old and he looks so, washed up. But with Sting, he's got his face paint, and he never looks like he's except
it's amazing. It's amazing, yeah.
He never looks like he's old, and that's a bonus for him, really, isn't it?
You're right. That's one thing he's got over Undertaker when it came to, like, because let's face it, Sting and Undertaker will always be compared to each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, always. So
and
that's one thing he's got over
sad when it that match.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Even I wish that would have happened.
It's WWE. The Undertaker's going to win, and look, it with Sting and the NWO like they were friends or what?
Oh, that was so stupid. Match number 5, ladder match qualifier. Dark Order's number 10 versus Max Caster.
Yeah.
So the Max Caster does pick up the win to advance to the ladder match, but it's only because Jack Evans comes out of nowhere and hits 10 with the boombox. And then, if it wasn't obvious enough, they had Matt Hardy standing on the ramp with a envelope that was marked like $2,400 on it. He gave to Jack Evans. I don't think they needed to do that. I think it was fairly obvious. Like, TH2 has been working with Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy is going after the entire Dark Order and Hangman. He doesn't care. So, of course, he screwed over 10. Just for the sake of screwing over a member of Dark Order. To me, it made perfect sense story-wise. I had no issues with it. Max Caster deserves to be in that ladder match. I just love this kid. There's something about him too. Like, I love he's got it, man. The music, he makes everybody hate him so well. Like, I think he's not like MJF level heel or anything like that, but I could totally, like, he's like 2 steps below that. You know what I mean? Like he's right there. He's right on the cusp of finding something great, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Jordan, how do you feel about the match?
I like that they incorporated Matt Hardy into it. That they're doing that. At least it's not just feeling like one of the. That was my biggest fear was, why should I care about this match? It's two people wrestling that I don't know if I'm fully behind them being in the ladder match. But they were smart enough to be like, well, we got to do something with it. Perfect. We're going to have Matt Hardy's deal with Adam Page and the Dark Order mix in perfectly with it. And it didn't feel forced. That's the best part. It didn't feel like they were just putting this in there. It actually felt like, oh, it makes perfect sense why Matt Hardy would be, paying off Jack Evans to attack.
Yeah. Jay?
Yeah, I feel the same as Jordan, really. I love Max Caster's rap on the way to the. It was just really good. He said something about -1.
Everybody.
It's just a slight thing, and it was just it worked really well. It's not, and I think with every heel, you want people to not like you, and when people are like, oh, I don't like you, but that just shows it's a good sign of a heel. Yeah,
yes, very true.
Yeah, like the Miz, I hate the Miz, and not for any reason, just because he's, a heel, I suppose.
Yeah.
He's done a good job at doing his job, and I feel like Max Caster's doing the same thing there. I dislike him.
Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a real lost art now, and I think a lot of wrestlers don't do that anymore. There's a lot of wrestlers who don't know how to be just plain old, hate me because I don't care heels. It just feels like a lot of heels nowadays are trying to both be heelish, but also kind of babyface at the same time. It just feels like there's not a lot of heels. There's not a lot of wrestlers who try to be heels that are understanding what it is to just be a heel. Like Bully Ray said, he hates cool bad guys. If you're a bad guy, be the bad guy. Be hated. Be the guy that fans want to punch you in the face. And I completely agree with that.
Yeah, I can agree with that too. Bully Ray's, man, I will never say anything against Bully Ray's advice. That's for sure. That man is a fountain of knowledge. Next, we get a little Miro promo. It can be summarized with Miro Crush.
Yeah.
That's all it made me think of.
That's what I've got down in the notes.
Yes, Miro Crush. That's all I wrote.
Yeah.
I just have to say this. I'm so happy that I remembered at the wedding that he sang "What Is Love."
What is love, baby?
I'm so happy that when the crowd started singing it.
I graduated in 2007, and that was my grad year. Like, that's the song we chose. Because my entire grade had a fascination with Night at the Roxbury, and I don't even know why. Just everybody in my class loved that song, loved that movie, so we were just like, what is love?
It's right sad away. That as they were singing it, I slowly and didn't even realize that I was head bobbing. I didn't even realize it. I was just literally sitting there, and I was like, why does my head feel like I'm, head bobbing? Totally forgot.
It's ingrained in our minds. We're from that generation.
You can't listen to that song and not head bob.
Oh, God.
It's impossible.
Main event time. Hangman Page teaming up with John Silver versus Matt Hardy and Mark Quinn. Oh, man. Hangman and Silver. Just yes, give me more.
Yes. Agreed. Yeah. Just join the Dark Order already, you son of a bitch.
Make make trios belts and give them to Silver, Reynolds, and Hangman. Done. I'm good.
Yes.
Buckshot, lariat, German suplex, jackknife. There's your trio finisher right there.
Oh, beautiful.
But this ends with Hangman does end up getting the win, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe it was Hangman picked up the win. Yeah. But really, like, I expected it. It was just a hard-hitting match, fun, back and forth, go. Matt Hardy staying away anytime like it looked like he was gonna get his ass kicked, and then trying to tag himself in to whenever things were going good, of course. And afterwards you got Matt Hardy, who beats up Hangman Page with the mic, and that kind of makes all the other tag teams come out, and like then you get every single tag team from the Casino Battle that comes out. And I'm sitting here going, but this story had nothing to do with the Casino Battle.
That did throw me off too. I was very like, why is all the teams out here?
AEW just really likes ending their shows with giant brawls.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my. It's kind of a complaint because of how often they do it at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Jay, go into the match. What you thought about it?
I was disappointed this was the main event.
Kind of agree.
It was a good match. I'm not saying it wasn't, but for me, over the whole show built me up, and then this was the end of the show, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Didn't feel like it should be the main event. You know, Matt Hardy, just a genius. Like, absolutely incredible. You know, and the way he can reinvent himself so many times is amazing. You know, and make it relevant every time.
He does somehow.
Yeah. Somehow, yeah, because you know, and then the ending. I'm not going to lie, as I'm going to say a new fan to watching it, I was kind of like, well, who are all these people? Why have they all come out? Like, what's going on? It didn't explain it very much, you know. And then
commentary mentioned it really quick, but that was it.
Yeah,
one line.
Very, very, and it was just very much, you know, I don't know, like a proper like downer on the end of the show for myself. Yeah, that's all I've got to say, really.
Jordan?
Very surprised this was the main event too. I was actually thinking, okay, they gotta have something after this, but I was really shocked that I was like, oh, this is the last match of the show. I don't know why it was, and I'm not saying I'm mad about it. Adam Page, John Silver, Matt Hardy, those guys, I could watch any of them all the time. But I was just, and I'll just say this, I was like you, Trev. I was really like, why are all these teams brawling? They did not know. There's no deal of why are they in this
story.
Like, I get if they're trying to like, we're hyping up the Casino Tag Team Battle Royal Extravaganza, but why just have it happen for no reason? That's all I was thinking.
Yeah. For me, what they should have done is they should have had the women's finale. The final of the tournament should have been the main event of this show.
Oh yeah.
And the ending of the show should have been the post-match beatdown between Shida and Mizunami. Just beating each other like they were doing, holding each other's hands, hitting each other back and forth as hard as they could. And this should have been swapped with that. And the big beatdown at the end where everybody came out shouldn't have happened at all. They, as much as I hate to say it, they pulled an Impact where they tried to get everybody on the show. Because Impact does that sometimes. They try to get everybody on every episode. Sometimes. Much. But overall, I did not think this was the best go home episode. I think there are little things they could have done to make it better. I feel like they were uncoordinated tonight. On this episode, I just felt they were uncoordinated on this Dynamite. I guess I don't know. I enjoyed it, and like I enjoyed all the action, and that women's match was by far the best match of the night. But yeah, I agree with you guys. That finale, that it was just a downer. The ending's just a downer.
Well, I know someone who would disagree with you, who said that show chaotic, crazy, and everything. I know they would agree that that was just brilliant writing. My friend Vince Russo does not agree with you. Vince, what do you say about it? All right, first of all, bro, crazy, uncreative, wild ending. I mean, I was shocked. I thought I wrote this, bro. I really thought I did, bro.
That was good.
And let me tell you something, bro. I don't agree with the idea of putting Japanese women in the main event, bro. First of all, they don't speak English, bro. They don't say bro. They're not bros, bro. And really, the only thing I know about Japan is that, bro, they got Chinese food there, bro. But, I think ending it with a giant, crazy battle that makes no sense, bro, this makes me think, man, I am the greatest thing ever. I actually invented wrestling, bro.
Really good, Russo. Oh God, it's a good.
Russo,
Okay.
I dare you to say something.
So, everybody, thank you for joining us. This was a long one because we had a lot to go through the rest of the women's tournament. I just want to give a shout out quick to Adam Robbins, local maritime rapper. Please go check out his stuff. I have everything in the description down below. Adam Robbins wrote an entire album based on pro wrestling.
Nice.
There's a song for Benoit. There's a song based around Hart. Hey. There's a song for two of the greatest Canadian wrestlers of all time on that album. Prove me wrong. There's a song for Big Boss Man as well, which I really enjoyed. So it's definitely worth checking out his stuff. I also want to give a shout out to Chris Lewis, the CAW heavyweight champion. He likes to say that he's the champion because he's still champion because COVID.
What the fuck was that whisper? Where the hell did that come from? That scared the shit out of me.
My wife is next to me.
Oh my God,
let's
that actually legit scared the shit out of me.
The whisper was CAW World Champion.
But Chris Lewis likes to talk big because he hasn't had to defend his title yet. But thank you all very much for joining us. We terrified Jordan, and it's great.
Someone call my mother.
Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Let us know your predictions for Revolution, and have a good one, guys.
Mama!